We live in a toxic masculinity society because female are in their masculine energy and male are in their ego masculine energy. Andrew Tate came and gave man hope. He spoke about things man weren't able to speak. A female in her masculine energy, they get breast cancer. Why?
So I want you to take me back when you got diagnosed with cancer.
Cancer came with a lot of luggages, losing money, losing friends, and losing my health. But they are the best thing that ever happened to me, or else I would have never took on a different path. My kids, of course, they're not going to use technology. They're going to be barefoot, thrown at the beach or in the forest. They're not going to go to school for sure. I'm going to make them homeschool.
I read that you said cancer is not a disease. Can you put some spotlight on that? If you have been dealing with chronic pain, illness, or a sense that your body and life are no longer aligned, especially after years of pushing through, this conversation may change how you see health and identity. Today, we explore challenging ideas, illness as a signal rather than just a diagnosis, energy imbalance before breakdown, and how real transformation begins with awareness, not force. We also touch on modern masculinity, technology, and why places like Dubai are creating new possibilities. Our guest is Rami Nus, an athlete, former magician, and performance thinker who understands how perception, energy, and identity shape the human experience. This is The Mask. Rami, take us back to 15-year-old you, dreaming of Vegas. What did you imagine your life would be? Who was the person behind the magic tricks?
It was, when we were kids, everyone wants to be a magician. Like we all got a magic trick at a certain, and some people grew out of it, and I didn't grow out of it. I want to stay there, and I got the support of my parents. Every magician's dream is to be in Vegas. It's like the land of magic. Being born and raised in Lebanon, like Vegas was so far, and then a step and another step and another step. And funny enough, when I got invited to be in Vegas, one, I didn't get the visa. Two is, that's not what I want. But I believed, like, for me to come to this point and say, working so hard on all those years, like 15 years working into the magic and creating and trying and all that, and coming to the point of happening, and then letting it go, the only time I was able to let it go is when it came to me. Because if I never achieved it, you would have asked me today, and I would say, man, maybe Vegas was my way. You know what I mean? But once I got the opportunity, came to my hand, it faded. It dissolved in my hand. I'm like, okay, that's not it. So I shifted into the real magic of life that I speak about. And that's in a nutshell.
Destiny had some other plans.
I mean, if you surrender, because life is about letting go. And then you start to unlearn. The more you can unlearn, let go, the more you can free yourself. Free yourself for this life and free yourself into the next life, into the afterlife, into all those dimensions that we don't understand about. But it's letting go. You came with nothing and you're going to leave with nothing. So the death point is letting go of everything. So as much as you can let go of all those layers, of all those masks, of all what's holding you into this tangible world, you can let go. I believe you're gonna become free. You, the real you, not your name, not your identity, not your shape.
As humans, we are holding on to a lot of things, and we need to learn to let go, to reach to our death, where we let go everything.
Yes, and that's the problem of human beings. You see, every human that is struggling is because he's not letting go. Either of something material, even of a relationship, even of an idea or a belief. So you start letting go, you're going to become free. And the easiest way to start is to start with something tangible. So if I like this shirt and you tell me I want this shirt, I give you this shirt. That's the first step of me to learn what to let go. Because the hardest one is the belief. If now you tell a religious person that open your mind to other ideas, I'm not saying you leave you say no, right? Because it's a belief system. The one who's fat, he believes he's fat. It's not because he's fat. So all the concept of life is to understand and let go. It doesn't mean to be irresponsible, or it's a very fine line between understand that I'm not attached to anything, and I own everything and nothing. All my material stuff I'm grateful for. I will work hard to bring the best house that I want, to make my parents live the best way, my family the best way. But that doesn't define who I am. I am who I am. And those tools help me to have a better or a different type of life. So yeah, the core of life is letting go. And if you look into every religion, the deep core of every religion, every prophet, every enlightened human that came on earth was telling everyone, let go and surrender.
So, what's the first step to let go? Where does it start?
I believe we are wearing so many clothes that we don't need that much. I have 2 pants, 3 shirts, 1 shoes that I barely use. It's a barefoot shoes. Maybe that's too much. Okay, if you have 50 shirts, let go of 10. We don't need that much. People will say, yeah, but I mean for my work. Yeah, sure. You're very handsome, right? You're presentable. You take care of yourself. You can stay the same way. I'm not saying people, like go and become a punk or no. Like go in a way that, let them go. How many times do we keep stuff that we never use?
A lot of times. I think that's how I grew up also, that, okay, we might need this in future. Okay, we might need that in future. And that future never came.
Right? So I think the best easy step, let go of all those small material stuff. And then the next layer, if you want to move beyond, great. So start letting go of, not letting go. I think the first one is accept new ideas, accept to learn something new. I like to talk about religious people because the first misunderstanding of religious, whoever says you're wrong, I'm right. You misunderstood your religion. Every religion, if you look at the core of it, it says, this is my way, and that's what I learned. Take this from a book or from a saying or from a learning, but keep your heart open. But people don't want to keep your heart open. They don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm right, you're wrong. This is the way. Nah, let go, man. Listen, learn. There's Socrates said, the only thing I know is that I know nothing.
Who?
Socrates.
Who's
the
that?
philosopher. He's I think Greek philosopher, like one of the great philosopher who stayed on the mountain in prison and wrote a lot of good things. And he said, the only thing I know is that I know nothing. So stay a children of life. Learn. And then by learning, eventually, layers gonna fall, masks gonna fall, because you are able to let go. You understand that life is so gigantic for me to understand and say, yeah, this is the reality. I mean, this is right, this is wrong.
And this is a big mind opener for me, because I was letting myself get hurt just by holding on to a lot of things. One of my friends is asking me, do you mind if I wear that? And I'm like, no. I started resisting. And this rule, I kept on falling onto a lot of things. And I ended up getting hurt. That, okay, why is he doing that? Why is she doing that? And that everything comes down to letting go.
That's it, man.
That's where you begin.
It's a very simple thing. Let go. For me to change the person who I am, from being a magician to become, speaking about the magic of life, I was able to let go of the old Rami. It's an identity. It's a belief that I had that I was able to let go. And that's why life opened a new dimension for me. If I said, no, I'm a magician, I'm going to be... Because imagine, it took 15 years, maybe more or less, of my life that I was only doing this, following my dreams, working, My budget was to bring books for magic, my career, my contacts, my. And then I was like, letting go, slowly, until I let it go completely. And look what life opened for me, a new spectrum that I wake up every day and say, thank you for this. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for me being able to run, like the things that I'm being able to achieve, the people that are coming into my life. Like, thank you. I say thank you every day. How this happened is I was able to let go.
But don't you think this is how society trains us to be? That don't give your this to them, keep it to yourself.
Look, it's two things in parallel. I feel like there's a lot of people unawakened and like they are sleep while they are awake, and there are a lot of awakening, a collective awakening. So it's like, if you feel it, like now you talk with a lot of people, they say, yeah, man, I've been trying breath work. Yeah, man, I've been trying to heal. Especially like men. You've seen men are a little bit more interested you see, let's say in a yoga class, there's 8 women, 2 men. Before we didn't used to see men, right?
Right.
Like a man working on himself, not just in the gym. Khalas, gym is old school, bro. We don't move anymore linear. We understand that you are not meant to move linear.
Right.
Do gym. I work out in the gym 3 times per week for my runs. But I understand it's functional training. It's like I work how everything in this existence works. Nothing works linear. You know, a bird never fly like that.
Yeah.
Fly like that, right? A bee, all that. Mountain, it's never like that. It's also like there's nothing in nature linear.
Right.
So we have to understand this concept. So yes, society is a bit lost, let's say, but I have hope. You know, I feel like yes, it's teaching you sometimes to become a consumer, because of course, if you're a consumer, you're the best thing for society. You will I sell you fear, you pay for my pills. I sell you weakness, I give you hope. I sell you. So it's like I am controlling you, right? Business, the fake good in life.
Right.
But I feel like now there's a bit of shift. How are we in a society convinced that the sun is not good for us? Well, nothing on this planet function without the sun. How did we come to a point to say that I'm gonna put some chemicals to protect from the sun? Right? So there is few fundamentals that was a bit lost in between. So now the core is to come back, understand that there was something wrong happening in life. How can I come back to the core? What's the core? Look at the fundamentals of life, how nature works. Doesn't mean that I need to leave everything. I don't tell anyone to live my life. I don't want to live in the city. But I'm sure you can go on sunrise and look at the sun for 5-10 minutes, right?
Yep.
Live in the city, but I'm sure you can wake up in the morning for 10-15 minutes and sit for meditate, understand yourself. I'm sure, right? I'm not telling anyone, you don't want to live barefoot like I do, you can walk 10 minutes. You can go on the beach and walk barefoot. You're going to feel the difference. That's what I mean, you know? So I have hope for society. All my power is to awaken people, like small adjustments every day makes you connect to who you are, because for one reason, if your life is good and you're happy, close this podcast, don't listen to what I say. If you feel there's a question mark in anything you do, chronic pain, sickness, disease, tiredness, not energetically connected, not connected to yourself, lost in what to come in life, if you have any of those things, do what I'm saying. You're going to find the answers.
So you spent 15 years building toward performing magic in Vegas, then pivoted to become a motivational figure. What's the connection between these two seemingly different paths? How did the skills of illusion, the magic, translate to inspiring real transformation in people?
I was always used to speak in my shows and all that. So now with my knowledge, I'm able to speak. Like I've done speeches now with thousands and thousands of people. I open the cam, I speak to a cam very comfortably. All those skills, I learned them while I was doing magic, you know?
Yeah.
Funny enough, when I did the shift, my ideas, because I've been working on my ideas before, you know, but there's like some breakthrough that happens. And then I'm like, now it's like you feel the flow is very easy. Like the river is already flowing and I'm just surrender to the river. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, I'm like, it helped me a lot to be comfortable with my knowledge. And plus, the more I was connected, the more confidence I gained, the more knowledgeable I became of myself, the more I was able to heal myself from cancer, you know? It's like, so everything that came through this 15 years of doing magic, funny enough, it's just transformed a little bit. And that's what giving me this comfortable, this, you know, like being open and sharing with whoever comes in my way. I'm like sharing, even on my social media. I'm very vocal on my social media. If you realize, like I speak a lot.
Yeah.
Wake up, you know, do this, do that. Understand what's energy, masculine energy, toxic masculine energy. You understand your breath. You know, I'm like, speak. All this I was learning because when you see my videos of Magic 5-6, if you take this and put it, you know, I was like that. I was shocked. So I gained this through magic and I transformed it into what I am today.
Now, your words have a weightage.
100%.
And that's how you transform that magic of the illusion, like the illusion, to bringing real magic into people's life.
Yeah. That's what I like to call it. Real magic, man. We forgot to see the real magic of life because life is a beautiful gift, but we just became blind to see.
So you mentioned cancer.
Yeah.
While reading your book, I read that you said cancer is not a disease. Can you put some spotlight on that?
Look, the Far East and the indigenous people, they all talked about energy imbalance. Once there is imbalance in the physical world, there's going to become a disease. So if I reversed it, cancer is not a disease, it's a healing mechanism. But it's the last healing mechanism that the body is trying to fix before you collapse. If you realized every cancer patient who looked at what I said somehow, not what I said, what have been said throughout the years, and you see they are living the best life, the healthiest life, the strongest life. And every person who thought that cancer is a disease and they are trying to fix it by pills and stuff, yeah, there is some people who heal from it, but I mean, the majority is still fighting this battle. Cancer is the way that the body is telling you your existence, there is something wrong, deeply wrong in your root. If you're able to look and find and solve, you're going to become free of this. You're going to become free of the sickness. You're going to become, look where I am. Yeah, that's what I've been telling people. It's an energy imbalance. It's something suppressed. It's you're avoiding stuff there's a lot of masks covering you from the reality that's happening within. Unless you go in, you will not heal yourself. Never.
So I want you to take me back to that exact moment when you got diagnosed with cancer.
It was a Sunday morning. I went to the hospital Saturday night, and then Sunday morning, my family came, and my uncle is a doctor. He diagnosed me on Saturday night, but he didn't tell me. And he talked with the doctor, with the oncologist, and all that. So on Sunday morning, he called everyone, and he mentioned to me that he started talking like slowly and nicely, and like life has its own way of coming to us, and there's something worse and something bad, but you're faced with something bad that it's good, it's not worse, and you were diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia, which is a type of blood cancer. And I remember very well the moment of delusional, it's like, is this reality or not? And I started crying. I slept on my mom's chest, and I was crying. And this is the best moment of my life. Because it's, I was telling you to let go. Us as a human, especially us men, we are never able to let go until life comes and you feel like you're melting in yourself. Or is this reality? Wake me up. No, I'm still here. This is the hospital. Close my eyes, cry, open up. You're already high on a lot of emotions, like you see the family is. But yeah, man, I'm grateful for this day, because it was the first time that I touch this being lost within ourselves, and that's when you find yourself. Because it's the day that I said, I'm gonna figure it out. I don't know how, I don't know where. I'm very weak. I'm crying. I'm weak, and cancer came with a lot of luggages: losing money, losing friends, and losing my health, and losing my, like even my muscles. I was muscly back then, but the last 1 month of my cancer, I was melting. So I was also becoming skinny. You feel it was a tough 6 months, 8 months. But they are the best thing that ever happened to me, or else I would have never took on a different path. Why? Life was great. I was doing good money, living the life. Why would I change? Right? But once something that deep comes and touch your root, touch your core, I'm dying anyway. So I better live.
Yeah.
Let's live,
So what exactly was going in your brain for the first 48 hours when you got to know about it? What were you going through?
To be honest, the first 1 hour or 2 hours, it was a bit emotional, and later on I started reading a lot on the internet. What's my case? How? And the first, honestly, 1 week, I didn't feel a lot because the family was always around and stuff. But after that, when you become alone, people are afraid to call you, check up on you, Some people fall off in your life. You feel very weak. You're controlled by the meds and by what the doctor says, and you're very weak to make a choice. The first week, honestly, the first 48 hours was okay, but then it was like a man alone on his journey, And there is where it was the first breakthrough. It's not this that made me, but I mean the pain, if you want, the pain that came to me and like sat down in me, it was a personal choice if I want to go to the core and fix it or just fix the shallow, And it took me years and years and years and years till things started to change. because after 1 year of me regaining my health, I went back to my old lifestyle, but I was doing it way better, way more fun. I was like the craziest of the craziest. My parties were the craziest parties. And like what was traveling was, I want to travel there, I was traveling there. It's like there was no rules. While I started going a lot out and going in, reading, meditating, understanding, breathing. Okay, where, what's in there? How can I fix this? How? Until I reached some of my big breakthroughs throughout the last 3-4 years. It was the last time I was drunk. After that, sober. I had a couple of glasses of wine here and there, but now the past year, nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Wow.
So it happens like a bit, and then whoosh, complete change. And that's where life began.
I want to put some spotlight on, you mentioned in the book that your aunt, she got diagnosed with cancer and she passed away. My father's elder sister, she got diagnosed with cancer, and on her last stage I saw her, how weak she got. But I still wear that crown she put when everybody around me was doubting me. Like, what is this guy gonna do? He's not good for anything. She said that you are a king.
Wow.
She used to tell everybody that you're a Raja. That means king.
Wow.
And whenever I'm doubting myself in my journey, I'm just reminding myself that yes, I am the king.
Of course, man. It's like messages come to us in different ways. Why did she say this? She knew something that no one can see. And she knew because she was in this ultimate state of surrendering and embracing whatever she was passing through. And that's very empowering, bro. The best form of energy is the painful energy. Because if you know how to take this pain and transform it, there's a lot of it coming in.
Yeah.
If you transform it, you have a lot to give. Right? Blessing for your aunt, or whatever she is, man. Probably she's in a very good place, I guess.
She is, for sure.
Yeah, man. I believe like there's only heaven and earth. Hell is on earth. There is no hell and heaven, Hell is not a place of fire and stuff like that. So if you live earth properly, you pay your dues, you deal with your hell, we all have hell. Hell thoughts, hellish friends, hellish behaviors. If we all deal with them here, I think it's our doorway to heaven.
For sure. You mentioned hellish behavior or hell is here. Can you explain more about that?
Hellish behavior is unconscious behavior. No one with an open heart, no one wants to hurt someone else. If you ask anyone, now we go on the street, me and you, we stop 50 or 100 people. You tell them, what's your goal? What do you like to give in life? What's your purpose? They say, I want to be happy. I want to live in peace. I want to help others. Everyone say the same thing. Yet, that's not what happens. There's wars. There is all that, right? So what is this? It is only being unconscious. I'm unconscious. What does it mean? I'm unaware. I'm unaware of my inner thoughts because your thoughts and my thoughts, my previous thoughts, were given by others, environment, my parents. And look, I love my parents. I love them from the bottom of my heart. But they gave me their beliefs. They gave me their traumas. They gave me their, and they are not their fault. It's their ancestors' fault. And if you want to think about it, it's in our DNA. The blood moves into your parents, grandparents. So it's the same DNA, same blood, right? So if there's something unaware happening in my life and I'm unaware of it, I don't solve it, which we call it the karma in the Far East. I'm going to give it to my kids. I was very skinny, right? And all my family used to tell me, you're skinny, eat. So I went and I became the biggest gym, like doing all that. But I was eating a lot of supplements, eating shitty food. Like I was only counting calories and protein to become this huge man.
Yeah.
But what was I doing? I was damaging myself. And only when I became aware, working more on myself, that on one of my deepest meditation, where like I was unfolded, I looked at myself and I saw myself very skinny. I saw like my quad was that skinny.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I love it. Who said that I'm skinny? And since that day, I don't look at how I look. I don't look. I just check on how I feel, how I'm feeling. Strong? Good. Let's keep moving. I'm not strong? Okay, what's wrong? My gut, my liver, my kidney, what is it, my spine? Okay, let me fix it. Being unaware, and all of us, with all love for everyone on the streets, for everyone in my family, for everyone, we all are unaware of a lot of things in our life. And that's what's causing us the problems that we have. You know, I can count on every person I know where they are stuck. I know, I can see it. It's not my job to tell them. If they come and ask, yes, but it's everyone's job to find it. So I used to hurt people unconsciously. I was raised in a good family. My values were right, but I was hurting people unconsciously. And once I understood that, hey, now for a reason, if you put a sandwich here, my brain will tell me I will eat it and I will not give you. Right?
Yeah.
That's our brain, our ego mind, let's say. Once I become aware of the thoughts and I look at the sandwich, I take the sandwich, I split it in half. Even when I split it in half, my brain will tell me, take the big piece and give me the small. Right?
That's true. That's
So
true.
what do? I give you the bigger piece and I take the smallest piece. And that's what I'm becoming aware. You know, aware is just me being aware. Who's here? What's happening? Because the first is to become aware of you, of your behaviors, especially men. Men judge themselves. A man who's stuck on masturbation and porn, you see how much he judges himself. Look at what are you chasing there. If you can become honest, aware, you might figure out a reason and a reason and a reason and a reason to set yourself free. Or else you'll be stuck there. Person who's stuck on any addiction, sugar, drugs, alcohol, if you can understand why. And sometimes I tell people, seek help. If you find, there's addiction, by the way, it's a lot. Addiction to sex, addiction to dating girl. You know, I don't know if you know, man, who just like to go out on a few dates with a girl and then he has specific like trigger and he disappears. You know?
Yeah. That's happening a lot in the society
Yeah.
these days.
Like, man, it's not wrong for you to go and mingle, but be honest with a girl. You don't have to be aware, you know? Not just hurt and throw out and everything. Like the examples are many, but the core is the same.
How does someone get aware? Like if they want to get to that core, you said, where's that first stepping stone we need to put, and how do you go forward?
I love this question. First thing is that I know I talk about it so much is the breath. How many of us breathe without being aware of our breath?
I think most of the time.
We all breathe, which causing you
Mouth.
low HRV, right? Stress levels high, cortisol high, recovery bad, not healing. Your nervous system is suppressed, fight or flight. It's all negative. Once you start, that's the first step to being aware. You understand your breath. God and consciousness you're only related to them by your breath, right? You can stay 60 days without food, 10 days without water, 1 minute without a breath. What does it mean? Your connection to this whole things that we can never understand, this higher power, God, consciousness, the ultimate divine, is your breath. So how can I become aware? Learn how to breathe. Very simple at the beginning. You don't have to do this crazy exercise. Just you can see all my body is being...
Yeah, I can see goosebumps.
Yeah, it's like I activate all my nervous system. I activate all my body with just a simple breath. I'm here. We're together, you know. I'm not somewhere else. I'm here.
Yeah.
So you become aware by doing breathing. And then another simple exercise that I like, I always tell people, I teach people the first steps whenever they come to work on themselves or in a group. Like whenever you breathe, now the next breath, you go to your feet. You bring your awareness to your feet. Try it. Breathe. You feel your feet. Now with the next breath, feel your calves. Third breath, feel your knees. And we continue till your quads, your hips, your belly, your chest, your face, your nose, your forehead, top of the head. Connect everything with the spine and you relax. The deeper the breath, the deeper life is. That's it. That's the first thing to become aware. So all your energy that is going right and left, the above energy, the below energy, all it's coming to your center. And that's when you become aware. Like that's how I healed myself. I was like doing the exercise and sitting in my body. Okay, what's wrong? You feel it. Eventually, it's not a one-day thing. You start feeling. I know that I'm going to be sick before I get sick for at least 12 hours.
Oh,
I shift into my juices, fruits, water, like straight away. I know there's something wrong, you know? So that's the first and most important thing to become aware. Slowly, you work with the breath, you become in tune with yourself. Then you have unconscious, conscious, subconscious. Unconscious to where we live. Conscious is understanding that we have conscious and unconscious. Start being a bit more conscious. The more you're conscious, the more your subconscious will open up. And all our belief, all our trauma, all our behavior is in our subconscious mind. And this is where life is. And that's why we say, you are creating your reality. Life is a beautiful game. You are living the life that you subconsciously believe. You change your belief subconsciously, you live the life of your dreams. Okay, so now tell me, how did you feel while with this simple breath work while you are scanning your whole body?
Yeah, so while doing that, what I felt, I could feel my temperature rising, firstly. Secondly, I felt some sensations here on my face. And of course, like when you asked me to feel the feet first, then the calves, knees, I felt this relaxation firstly, that relaxation coming into my body. But when you said that last breath, that after that release, I felt temperature rising in my body, especially on the upper part of my body, and some sensations going here. I could feel some pain also.
Amazing, bro. And imagine this is with probably a minute we did.
Yeah.
Max. Imagine if you do this every day, how much you come close to yourself, you become aware of your pain, why there is, because pain is a way that your body is talking there's something wrong there. And pain could be something in other dimension, like in the physical is the pain that you feel in your body. You fix it, there's something that gets fixed in the other dimension of your behaviors, your belief, your, you know. A lot of people come to me. I'll tell you about an example. I have a friend of mine came to me. He told me, man, it's been 3 months. I don't know what to do. I am stuck. I feel stuck. So we did a breath work. I triggered him few places. He actually had diarrhea for 2 days. And then he told me, man, there is clarity in my mind that I forgot about it. You release the body, this opens up. So they come hand in hand. And this knowledge, bro, it's not my knowledge. It's the Far East or indigenous people. They knew it. You know, all those writing, all those people knew. We just became not living in ourselves. We're living somewhere else, you know, on the phone, always on the phone, scrolling. What, you know? Yes, I work on my phone, right? But I have time that I work on my phone. I'm not always there. So if we just learn to simple things that will make our life way easier, better, stronger, healthier, more focused, more decision. And recently I was growing so much knowledge about the chakras, yogi wisdom, like how they are blocked. And man, like if you have a problem in a chakra, how it manifests in real life. And I've seen it in people that I know, you know, like one of my close friends, he was 1 year old when he got diagnosed with cancer. He was a baby and his mom was, and internally he feels that he doesn't deserve to be alive. That's why he passed through drug addiction, and he was like, and now he's recovering because he understood. And I'm giving him this knowledge because it makes sense in his head.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, his root chakra has a problem. So okay, how can I activate my root chakra? You give him exercises, breath work. He comes back here, and soon his body is recovering into a new dimension because subconsciously he believes he doesn't deserve to be alive.
You know, now everything is making sense because when I was growing up, I heard doctors saying, okay, now it's up to their will, how much they want to live. It's up to them. When doctors, they just raise their hand that, okay, nothing is in our hand anymore. It all depends on their will. Now I'm able to connect the dots where you said that you have to heal yourself internally. That's the will, right?
100%, bro. So one of the main problems that we live in is below. Is like, oh, my life is bad. I don't deserve my boss, blah, blah. Once you say, hey, man, my life is bad. That's my full responsibility. Whatever I'm living is what I deserve. Nothing came to me because some people deserve this, some people deserve. No, man. We all deserve what you genuinely believe you deserve. So once you take this responsibility, the will that we call it the will, you go up. You go up to something called the solar plexus. It's your will, your power. It's a masculine force, especially us men. You say, look, it's what happened with me. Said, okay, man, cancer came to me. I can say, oh, I'm my life, cancer. Or I say, okay, man, cancer came to me for a reason. Let me take full responsibility of this and remove the guilt, shame, regret, all those negative things. Okay, it's my responsibility how I'm going to live further. The past is not my job. I cannot come back to the past, right? And this is where things start to happen in my life. I opened my solar plexus, my will. I started moving. I started running. I started meditating, reading, taking full responsibility of every behavior that was happening. Soon enough, my heart started to open. My voice started to open. My third eye started to open. My crown started to open. And I came back to my root. I opened my root. I opened my sacral. It's like I became aligned. So anyone who's living a life, if you hear someone saying, man, I don't deserve the life I'm living, it's their ego mind talking. Because if you don't deserve it, you wouldn't have it. Life is the most fair spectrum ever is. Karma is whatever it is. You plant the seed, you take care of the seed will grow, give you a beautiful tree. You plant the seed, you don't focus on the seed, you say, oh, this is a bad seed, it's your fault, it's your problem, it's your responsibility. So once you take full responsibility of everything happening in your life, things starts to happen. You start to elevate, you start to feel better, you start to help others, start helping yourself, your family, everything starts from you. You start helping yourself, eventually your family will be helped.
So right now, there are two things which is conflicting in my head right now.
I like that.
Yeah. One is, you're saying taking full responsibility of the seed which you want to grow and give you fruits. On the other hand, I see surrender. So this is very conflicting for me to find a balance there. How do you do that?
First is regarding the past, you take full responsibility. Regarding the future, it's not your responsibility. Okay? So we have this center. So I'll give you how the indigenous people talk. Future, past. Masculine, feminine, father in the sky, mother on earth. And your heart is the center, right? So everything that is behind, you take full responsibility.
So whatever mistakes or good deeds I have done, okay, I did that. That's my past.
That's my past. I learn. What is for me to learn? Okay? And for me to heal to the future is I reflect and understand, look back, okay, why did I act that way? And those doesn't come in a way. It's like a work and more into ourselves. Then to the future is not I put a vision, but I don't hold on to it. For example, I want to become a magician, right?
Yep.
So I put the vision, I take full responsibility, blah, blah, and I kept working. Open the door. But then life will guide you. If you really trust life and you surrender. So I was giving my best, but I surrendered. And life told me, and look, life is very fair. It showed me, look, this is Vegas, but that's not where you're going to become something. Shift here. And what did I do? I surrendered. And that's why life became. I know it's not a concept that you can say, I got it. It's a concept that you keep on learning with it every day. But in a nutshell, work on you, focus on the things that matter, which we all know. Move, breathe, take care of yourself, take responsibility of whatever you have to do, pay your dues physically and pay your dues emotionally and spiritually, right? Pay your dues and then follow how life will guide you.
So what I understand here is you're saying keep working hard. Don't stop working hard towards your dream or whatever the seed you have put in there. Keep working on that. But at the same time, you don't have to expect the fruits or the results. Just surrender yourself to the higher energy and just focus on working hard. You will attract things automatically.
100%.
So coming to the masculine part, as you mentioned, men, their heartbreak. You mentioned this term here, solar plexus, right?
Yeah.
Today's men,
Yeah.
they misunderstand the term masculinity.
We live in a toxic masculinity society. Why it's toxic? Because female are in their masculine energy, and male are in their ego masculine energy, right? So it's like this is the masculine side. We're all leaning this way. Okay, we're all leaning to the right. Knowing this, and funny enough, if someone knows what I'm saying and is willing to look at it himself, if you look at your chest, your shoulders, and you scan all your body, you're going to see a bit...
Yeah, some disbalance in the body. Yeah.
And this balance that is physically shown It is an imbalance that is happening within, and it's imbalance of the environment we live in. A female in her masculine energy, what's the first thing? They get breast cancer. Why? Because her body thinks, I'm a man. I don't need my breast. So breast cancer, right? You've seen it, how many, breast cancer is the most rising cancer ever. And it's a big question mark, no? So knowing those imbalances, the question is, okay, how can we balance it? For us, man is working on ourselves internally. Like Andrew Tate came and gave man hope, right? He spoke about things man weren't able to speak.
Yeah.
I love Andrew Tate, right? Yet he is in his full-on masculine energy, heck, and he has to be this figure to give what the people has. The 15 and 20-year-old can understand Andrew Tate because he's giving him hope. Don't be unconfident. Find your confidence. Train hard, which is great. Those all give discipline, knowledge, and give courage for man, right? But if you're 25 or 30, Andrew Tate, you'll take his knowledge, but you say, okay, how can I balance it in? You know, what does it mean to be balanced? I am sometimes willing to do anything that is physical in any way, and that's why I made a lot of world records, right? Run long distances barefoot, and I'm willing to push myself in top masculine. But then when I'm with my partner and we want to cuddle, I would jump into my feminine energy. It's cuddling, it's emotions, tears might come out, you know? And being able to shift from this to that, from the masculine to the feminine, it is what made me be in peace and be comfortable with whoever I am, you know? If now I am surrounded with, we have a speech for 20 women, yeah, I come a little bit to the masculine, but then I become gentle, you know? You're not going to tell the woman, train and stand up, right? You have to become gentle. And when I'm with 20 men, I have to come into my masculine energy. All right, man, we have some work to do. Let's do this, that.
Yeah.
So this balance has a lot of layers for us to understand. But the most important is for us to breathe and tap into. Whenever we breathe, there is no man who worked with me and did a few breaths until at one breath he cried. And that's not weakness. You know, that's becoming into your feminine energy, releasing. You know, we've been told, don't cry. You're strong. You've been 5 years old. You fell on the floor. Probably your dad told you, hey, don't cry. You're a man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Boom. First trauma. You become always, hey. You have to accept being weak for you to become strong. You have to accept the dark to see the light. You have to accept heartbreaks for you to live happiness and joy, right? So they are all the same part of the same coin. You cannot say, no, I'm just going to be here. So once you understand this balance, that we can hopefully shift this toxic masculinity into being masculine. Being masculine is understanding the core of things without looking at the layers. So that's it. Masculine energy, to turn it into a healthy masculine energy, is to learn to play with my energy. You have some pinpoints of your energy points, your chakras that are masculine. You have some that are feminine. So you have to know when to use which. I know it's big. I know it's a lot trying to combine it, but the females, they have to just relax a little bit. You're a female. Relax. When you're on your menstrual cycle, follow your menstrual cycle. You don't have to. My partner, she's a runner as well. Her running schedule is based on her menstrual cycle. She doesn't run with me. She doesn't train like me 7 days the same thing. She trains with me the same 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks we drop, we change, more easy, right? You know what I mean? So those are misunderstood, and now the female is working 3 jobs and have 7 kids doing that. And the man is like leaning into this and that. And let us come back to the core. Come back to the origin. Be here. Center. Center is where everything becomes centered. A healthy masculine energy is know how to. I go up. I have to speak the truth. I speak the truth in my masculine voice. You know? I have to be gentle. I speak in a gentle voice. This represents which energy I'm in. So that's the balance. That's the balance that we need.
But tell me about if someone who's watching, he wants to start to getting there now, to the solar plexus in the present, and he doesn't have a guide like you or anybody else who can guide them. What would you suggest them to do?
First is any type of movement, running. Okay, running makes your body, your spine, everything moves. So once you start running, you start taking full responsibility of your life. That's one.
Hmm.
Two is learn from the past. Don't keep on holding from the past. Say, okay, it came for you for a reason. Life is not unfair with you. Came for you for a reason. So shift
The mindset.
the mindset of regret, shame, and guilt to it's okay. It had to happen. I have to learn why. Move, which I always talk about running. Run is the first that takes you up. Third is sit and breathe. That's it. Simple fundamentals. You start and things start to move. Because once you're here and aware, if you have an excess of energy, let's say in your below of regret or like something that happened in your past and you like a girl left you and you say, why did she leave me? You know, and you're hurt. You have guilt. Oh, I wasn't good enough. And you say, hey man, it's okay. I wasn't good enough back then. Doesn't mean I'm not good enough today. You breathe. Eventually the energy is going to start to move upwards, you know? So this can make people start from somewhere, and especially men. This can make men start from a very simple, basic, fundamental. Run, reflect, don't judge, and meditate and breathe. That's it.
As simple as that.
Easy, no?
Yeah.
I know we talked a lot,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, the fundamental is easy.
Easy. For women who are working 3 jobs or that one job, which is like a very masculine role, how do they tap into their feminine side while handling such big responsibilities?
The best way is for them to follow my partner. Because her social media is all about this.
Yeah.
You know, I've pivoted to fully man
Yeah.
and she pivoted to fully woman. She speaks about the cycles. It's good to understand that a woman goes with the moon, a man goes with the sun. You see the sun, how it every day, it's the same thing, right? The moon is not the same thing every day. It's the same thing every 28 days. So you follow the cycle of 28 days for a woman. You build your cycle for 28 days. You're going to be a happy woman. You know, a man, you build your cycle based on the sun. Morning, intense. Midday, good. Afternoon, slow intensity, and sleep, good. So you are happy as a man and you are happy as a woman. I know from my partner that if she becomes in her feminine energy, she's going to become weak, which is a misunderstanding. And even men thinks that if they're going to become into a balanced masculine energy, they're going to become weak. It's a misconception, okay? But you're going to become way stronger because your energy knows where it's going. It's not going like that. It's going to one direction. You know what I mean?
More clarity.
More clarity, more direction. That's what matters. So the first thing is to follow the cycle. I wish if I know I'm gonna tell women, stop any pills that you take. Fucking bullshit. Try to reduce a little bit of the products of this 7,000 products of skincare, which is a fucking bullshit. Your skin needs water, good sun. That's all it needs, you know? Yes, you can add few essential oils that are organic, yes. But all those chemicals are fucking bullshit.
I don't know if this makes sense here or no. Since my company has offboarded me, I've been feeling this more energy inside me. I'm excited to wake up and go for a run, which I was not.
Maybe because you're aligned now with your passion or your heart. Maybe. Makes sense, no?
Yeah.
You're having an energy, you don't know from where it's coming.
Yeah.
We are energy, bro. We are energy in motion. This is only a form. There's times that you feel you're drained. Great. Ask why. Why? You block. You will have a lot of energy. Maybe your job. It was taking from you, not giving. So it's that simple, man. If you become aware, you're going to see beyond the eyes can see. And that's when life begins.
So Rami, tell me about why is there disbalance?
Because it makes perfect sense for the society we live in. This imbalance makes women in their masculine energy, they are on abortion pills, they are on a lot of medications, right? They are on a lot of products because they think that this is what they make them feel okay. Bullshit. Men on their masculine are more controllable, a toxic masculinity. Being in a toxic masculinity, you're gonna lean into material stuff more, right? You're gonna define yourself with the car that you're driving, with the watch that you're wearing, with all that. Listen, I love a Rolex. My friend is someone who collects Rolex, and he explained about the watch. I'm like, man, wow, it's a passion.
Yeah.
But that doesn't define if I wear a Rolex or not, I am this person or not. Once you get into a toxic masculinity, you're more controllable. They define for you a certain lifestyle that you have to fit this certain lifestyle that requires for you to spend. Masculine in his masculine energy knows that this nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
What makes sense to me, for me, experiences. Let's go skydiving. Let's go on a hike of 7 days climbing a mountain. Let's go travel. I don't know. I'm comfortable with there. I don't need anyone to be there, or I need to be all the way to be there, you know? So once you create imbalance, you create the best way to make business, to make money, to become weak, to become controllable. And once you become balanced, you become free, you become powerful, you're the one in control of your life. I am not someone that pharmaceutical companies like. I used to pay $4,000 every month for my cancer treatment.
Oh my.
And this was supposed to be for the rest of my life. It's been almost 3 years that I'm not on medication. If I was in a weak spot, could be my toxic masculinity. It labels as toxic masculinity, but the core of it, I became strong, so I became free.
Something which really built this interest in me to know about all this more is the conversation we had before starting the podcast. You said, I don't speak what people speak, I embody it. Can you put some light on that?
Yeah. The society nowadays, especially with social media and all this, everyone knows. We knows what's the best diet or not. We knows what's this or that. We know. But who's embodying? Who's living what they know? And that's the question, right? It's easy for me to know that if I wake up with the sun and I sleep with the sun, I will be a different human. It's easy. I know. You know. Everyone knows, right? Who's doing it? No one. You know? And why? Because, by the way, we are leaning into a toxic masculinity. Work 24/7. No, bro. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Money is abundant. You have an idea, you serve people, you give solution for people, money you're gonna flow into your life in abundance. So this 24/7 is fucking bullshit. Okay?
The hustling culture.
Right? You sleep again, you work 24/7, your sleep cycle gets fucked up, your health gets fucked up, you're gonna buy more pills, you're gonna buy more products of what they're gonna create, right? So come back to the center. Another question. We know we have to do good and be good. Who's being good with themselves, not with the world?
The first step is to start with themselves first.
Everyone says, I hate my life, I hate this, I hate... If you are approaching your life with hate, what do you expect from your life to come out of it? That's the main issue. Embodying is where you learn about yourself when you grow, and eventually life is experience about yourself. All what you're going to feel is in yourself. The more you're going to go in, the more you're going to feel stuff, the more you're going to drop layers, mask, and the more you're going to discover yourself. And that's the purpose of life.
So since 2026 is approaching, if a one tip you want to give to someone on embodiment.
So I believe, you know, the fundamentals that I told you about, run, breathe, meditate, and become aware. It's a very good point to start from, because the rest, you know, you cannot build something if there was no base. What is the base is you. Is the fundamentals of you. Ground. If I want to add something, ground. What does it mean, grounding? Ground means, yes, you can walk barefoot on the grass, that's amazing, or on the beach. But you can also ground by sitting in silence a little bit more. Enjoy your coffee or your water in the morning, watching the sunrise. Ground. And yes, being barefoot is one of the main reasons that make people ground, because once you start walking, your sciatic nerve, one of the longest nerve and biggest nerve you have, comes from the bottom of your spine to the bottom of your feet. So once you start walking, no matter where, you're gonna start becoming aware of your feelings, your sensations. That's the first step to become here, not somewhere here. I give people few solutions. They find it very crazy. Try to do a Sunday without your phone. I am very much controlling my phone relation. And the past week, I think the whole week, I used my phone the whole week, half an hour, whole week.
Oh my God.
Not daily, the whole week. It was also a special phase for me. I was like so much disconnected. You realize you were texting me and I was taking time. I was like, I was here, I was like somewhere here. So I'm like, I follow what I feel. Yeah, I think 2026, let us all push towards a collective awakening more. Awakening, do more breath work, go into a new activity that teaches you about your body, your breath, your awareness. Go into a retreat,
Mm.
come to one of my events, any events, you've done it, Temazcal. It was
Yeah.
fun, right?
It was so much fun, and my HRV drastically improved within a week after that.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Temazcal is just a traditional sauna, but it has healing purposes. How Julio did it, It's like his ancestor, how they used to do it. They do it for healing, physically and mentally and spiritually.
How did you got exposed to the indigenous wisdom?
Actually, it's new. So I met Julio in the summer. A friend of mine knows me from Instagram. He reached out. He's like, hey, my friend Julio is coming to Lebanon. He's doing a Temazcal. Would you like to join? I'm like, yeah, of course. I will make it for my group of people and stuff. And we did. I met him. I met Julio. Temazcal. It was the first time I do Temazcal. I'm like, whoa, wow.
Yeah.
There was something very powerful, It's like doing a psychedelic trip, but naturally, You feel like you're so in tune with yourself. Your subconscious is open. It's like, wow. So I met him. And then I decided, like, with my partners to bring him to Dubai for the festival of National Week. And we spent a week together. What a week. The knowledge, the love, the unconditional love, the power, the strength that he has. It's like, you see him.
Yeah.
You see him as a noble person, but when you see his strength, I'm like, man, that's masculine, And he's someone who knows how to shift. Boom, in his masculine, you feel his aura, you feel his presence, And then you feel when we're chilling, me and him and my partner, like talking, how we are all in a kid state, playing. And then we need to be, boom. It was a week, a very transformative week on a personal level that I learned so much. And yeah, I met a lot. Like, if you want, I knew all what he talked about, but he just put them for me in a perspective and understood how the Far East think about chakras, how the indigenous people think about the 7 dimensions. They are very similar, It's like you understand this concept. And this is where I interact a lot with the indigenous wisdom, honestly. And now I'm getting books and books, and I'm like,
yeah. And when I was doing the Temazcal inside that hut, when everybody together, when we were just chanting that, hey oh, hey oh, that was giving me chills. I was like, wow.
I know, man. This is the first and most important thing for us to do. Vibration. We are all based on vibration. And in the womb, we call it a womb. When you vibrate, the collective is vibrating. Everyone is open because you cannot. Your ego is very like if you want dead in the womb, because the heat and the chanting and the shaman like Julio is like speaking to you and like telling you probably also said things you want to remove or things you want to forgive, right? What was there was exercises for you to speak.
Yeah, we had to.
So you're speaking your truth, and then the chanting, and then you feel like the vibration gets so high. It's very healing and very powerful, bro. I mean, what do we even know? Really, life has so many layers.
And how did you learn about chakras?
The recent 6 months, I've been reading a lot of books, and it interested me so much because it gave me answers for a lot of things that I was knowing. For example, I'll give you an example. The chakra gave me a more and deeper understanding of the problems that you have. So instead of me just giving you solution, I explain for you the deep meaning of the problem you had that will release you. Because the first thing to consciousness, to being conscious, is being aware and know. For example, if I tell you, now I told you, like, if you eat junk food, it's not your problem, it's a parasite. You say, oh, parasite. Then you start searching for how to remove parasites from my body. You'll fix your problems. So being conscious about the main of the problem release you at the first step, being aware of what's the core of the problem. So chakras gave me a lot of understanding and a lot of things that happened with me personally.
It's everything is out there. I don't want to blame society, but the system, everything have just blocked us with too many masks.
Indeed, bro. There's too many layers that we don't see the truth.
Hmm.
That's it. Beautifully said.
So, Rami, this idea of disconnecting with the technology for just one day on Sunday interested me a lot. I mean, that was very interesting to hear. But on the other hand, there are predictions that in future, our kids, grandkids, their kids, they're gonna be in front of screen 24/7, and they'll be marrying AI.
I fully believe. With AI, we're all gonna lose our. For example, you are a writer. You are a writer, not Abivir. You are a writer. You're gonna be erased, right? You are a speaker. You're gonna be erased. You are this. You're gonna be erased. Editor. You're gonna be erased. Everyone's gonna be erased. The only thing that's gonna be left is Abivir. For me, I know him. I've connected with him. He's like, it's the only connection with reality. So, yes, our kids will not be on the screen. They will be in a different dimension throughout the screens. Whether it's VR, whether it's something that open a hologram, whether it's like there is plenty of dimensions and things that we've seen somewhere. Makes perfect sense. AI is here that can control us easily. The only thing that will never be able to control us is when you say, let me disconnect for a bit. And that's the ultimate power. And I think this is a power, mark my word, Abivi. This is a power that people is gonna come to people. Is like, how can you live without your phone? How can you live without technology today? And people will be coming for help in these dimensions, into this dimension.
Where they'll come and connect with themselves.
Yeah.
And you'll be teaching them how to connect more.
That's the only thing that's gonna happen. So now we are on a verge. It's either we're gonna lean into full on technology, get lost. We're gonna definitely get lost, and it shows now on kids, TikTok and stuff. Like you see, all the kids have the same style. They are doing the same moves. No one is creative. He's 15, fucking smoking a vape, right?
Yeah.
They are all the same. Also with women, they are all the same. Plastic. They became all the same. So if now you look in depth, you kind of see where we're going. We're all going to look the same and into this other reality that is created by AI or whatever is the next technology. AI like developed. Let's say that way. So the only way to come here is to disconnect for a bit. People say, oh, but I have a lot of work. Man, chill. If you're going to die today, I don't think you're going to see, if today is your last day, you're not going to say, oh, I have a lot of work. My kids, of course, they're not going to use technology to a certain age. They're going to be barefoot, thrown at the beach or in the forest, figuring out games and stuff like that. Whatever they want, They're not going to go to school for sure. I'm going to make them homeschool because you enter school and trauma from the teacher comes to land on your kids.
100%.
I had few traumas from a teacher that came. I was sitting, the first one, she came, shouted at me, trauma. I don't want this for my kids. I know exactly what I want from my kids, and I'll do the best I can to make it happen. So for everyone watching, like, be aware of technology, use it in a way to improve your life, and don't let it use you.
You mentioned about Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
What I see, what a lot of people see about Dubai is the city life, the lights, the fast life. But the more you go deeper, I see a lot of people who are actually doing what you just said, using the technology to free some time, to get some free time and work on the things they want to and be a human again. And that's the best part of Dubai I see. Not a lot of people see that, but I see people going for a run on a beach every single day in the morning. Yeah. Taking out time on weekends to attend a lot of retreats, to socialize, to meet more humans.
Dubai is a double sword end. It's a double end sword, right? You can either cut your hand or you can cut your best fruit, right? If you know how to use it, yes, man, everything is available for you the best way you want to focus on the things that matter. People say, no, I'm stuck in Dubai. No, you are stuck in yourself.
While reading your book, I saw yourself putting yourself into a lot of pain. whether it's running barefoot, and you made a record of standing on the nails for the longest time. That. Why?
There is pain of suffering and pain of freeing that frees you. If you pay the pain dues, you're gonna become free. You know, a simple example: if you run for 30 minutes a day, it's a bit painful, right? But it frees you for the rest of the day. You feel amazing, your mood is elevated, and all that. So the same thing goes with any sort of pain. The pain of suffering is the pain of your ego mind. When you get stuck on why did this happen to me and you get stuck there, that's the pain of suffering. It's non existential pain that your mind created to yourself because it makes sense. So I put myself into those pain because it frees me a lot. It opens my heart, it drops a lot of layers, it dissolves my ego, it gives a lot of love and abundance for everyone, you know? So this pain freed me in so many ways and it gave a lot of things for a lot of people. That's the difference between a pain that release you and the pain that makes you suffer. So all the pain that I do, it's part of life, man. The most beautiful thing on life is birth, right? When a baby is coming out of a womb, of the womb of his mother. Yet it is the most painful experience. But if you ask a woman, it is the most painful and euphoric. Everything in life that is beautiful, there is pain that has to be paid. So I do the same, right?
So you're saying pain is the currency you pay to evolve.
Beautifully said. Pain is the currency you pay to evolve.
Rami, what mask are you still wearing? And what's the next shell you need to shed?
With all humbleness and no ego, I think I removed a lot of masks. Yes, I can always work on myself. That's what I always try to do. But I'm very aware of my ego. I use it in a way that improves my life, not to be selfish or like that. I think my problem is not that I wear mask. It's like I'm too exposed. Like today when I'm in Dubai, I'm walking barefoot and like people are. The security was like, maybe this guy shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's confused. I told him, where are you from? He's like, I'm from Nepal. I told him, in Nepal they don't go barefoot. He's like, yeah, but not always. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Khalas. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that was my first question as well. When I met you downstairs, I was like, yeah, you're barefoot.
I'm like, I have no mask to put, you know. It's like, this is who I am. I'm very comfortable with who I am. I love who I am with other because I think the me speaking and the true me, they are not the same thing. So I love me, you know what I mean? So I believe I'm open. There's no masks. I think now next shell is, it's not shed, it's more spread for me.
Wow.
You know, it's like there's few things that I've been learning lately so much, and I wanna like, I always want to help people, but now it's like the more I'm going in, the more there's fire and like love coming through me. You know,
And what's the current pain you're going through?
there's no pain in my life. There's maybe a little bit of physical pain, but I mean, I'm grateful, bro. I'm living the best life. My life is very simple, yet it's very fulfilling. Me and my partner, we go on a run on a sunrise. Yes, it's a bit painful. My runs are painful if you want, because I'm trying to reach new numbers, like numbers for me getting better. So I'm running faster. So my training is a bit intense. Other than this, is I'm trying just to have a better direction on my social media. That's it. It's not a pain. It's we can call it's a challenge
Challenge.
because I know what I want exactly, but just how to guide it. You know what I mean? So other than this, man, I'm grateful every day for everything.
So 50 years from now, what do you want people to take away from your story? Not the achievements, but the lesson or the legacy you want to leave behind.
For them to find what it means to have unconditional love for themselves, for the people around them, and for life. Because everything has opposite, except love is the core for everything. Love is what makes you free in this life, in the next life, your kids, your parents. It's unconditional love. Not love of attachment, it's unconditional love. My hope is for people to see my achievements out of me being from a small village in Lebanon and what I've accomplished and what I'm building, for them to ask the question, how? And for me to be telling them love, and then they figure out the way to reach love, not anything else. That's my wish.